Hey folks, welcome to Tuesday, the 17th of May 2022. And we have seemed to have found some buyers in this market. So, over the last 3 days, Friday to today in trade, we seem to have been putting in quite a nice sort of a well protected so far bottom. And so, data to come today. We've had obviously out of the UK so far this morning, positive figures on the employment numbers. Coming out unemployment rate 3.7, just below the 3.8 forecast. Claimant count negative 56.9 thousand, larger draw there than 42 and a half expected draw. So through to the rest of the session, half one for retail and retail sales to come out of the US and 2:15, industrial production to come there as well. So without further ado, let's have a look at these charts and see what we're looking at here. And as you can see already, the dollar coming out of that bear flag here this morning, really, lifting up a lot of those dollarized pairs. Euro, obviously, just as high as this is low. And, really a lot of de-risking coming out of the dollar now. I mean, on the global scale, what do we have that's important really coming yesterday? Is signs out of Asia that we are to come out of lockdown starting on the 20th and the 21st in Beijing and Shanghai. And a lot of the upside that we've seen overnight on oil attributed to that. What else have we seen? I mean, Ben Bernanke coming out yesterday on CNBC and talking about how Jerome and the boys and girls at the Fed and FOMC may have been, well, they may be acting too late. Certainly are coming in with 50 basis point hikes and somewhat leaving 75 basis point hikes on the table. So, that's sort of the macro picture that we're in here. But certainly, as a lift generally to global markets, I think Beijing and Shanghai coming out of lockdowns is a huge deal. Some of the stats that we've seen: air passenger traffic, commercial air passenger traffic in China down 92%. I think it was the figure that we saw yesterday. 92%. Retail down something just as deep. I think it was coming in about 70 or 80% down, month on month there. So it's really, really a good sign now that we're going to be coming out of that. And with that, the kind of segues into my thesis that we may have put in a bit of a bottom here on equity. So let's go to this booze to start off with here, and looking at this sort of regression channel that we have. So just to give you the context of that here, and then zooming in, the lows just flirting with that linear regression line, the lows of last week, of course. And a bit of a mixed day yesterday, really. But a resilient market. We did finish down, but a resilient market nonetheless. And as you can see this morning, we are up 1.3% on the boost, targeting now 40.93s, and that coming in as the low here of 24th of February this year. So let's see, if the buyers are going to continue to lift above here, targeting into the 20 EMA, back to a bit of average pricing here, 41.33s, 53s. So I definitely staying with the long for today. I don't know what sort of thesis we're going to have to push us back down. I think we have nothing but positive news here to come with the reopening of Asia, in a sense, over the next kind of 3 to 5 days, right? So oil, let's go. I mean, well, yeah, generally, look, I think technical areas to look out for: Nasdaq 1255's line in the sand on the upside. Looking at where that is where we sold down to on the 6th of May this year, and see just a lot of fierce resistance and a real pickup point for the sellers to then get to work, which is what we've seen. So we're coming back to test that area here. Bit of a morning trend. I'm going to actually take that off for now. Really, what's important here is the retest of the bottom of this range, 12,701s. And I actually think we can do that today on Nasdaq. Certainly get up there, see if the seller is lurking. I don't think so, really, because actually, just going back to this, I don't think so because you can see the sellers were really at work in this area, 519s to 555s here, rather than really getting to work so much here on the bottom of the range. The cleaner resistance was this line in the sand, which we're going to probably test pre-market here in the European session. Very similar on the SPOOs. Um, Looking at, it's almost the same sort of chart here, 62s to 68 halves. The buyers must conquer this if we are to get on track for, the dip has been bought, up we go. They got to conquer this. If we have, 1 or 2 hours closing below here throughout the session, I don't think I just think the sellers are going to reload again and reload in a much bigger way. Um, so the 20 EMA up here. But for me, look, I think there's been value on the table. It's been bought. That's it. Same on the Dow. The line on the stand for the Dow is a little bit higher. You can see we're working this area, 32,610s. I think we're easily going to come back up, test on this trend here. You can see back all around here is around the 6th, Friday the 6th. Uh, sorry, yeah, Friday the 6th. Just selling down on that trend. Nice fluid breakdown over the following 5 sessions there. Now we're just rebounding. So I think we actually need to retest back into 303s here, 50 EMA. Let's see if we can get the 20 EMA on, and there it is there, the 20 EMA. So yeah, I think a test on the 20 easily achievable for these markets today. If you're not on the longs from early on, it's going to be extremely hard to get on these longs, with low risk. So into a hedge position for me, DAX, short DAX, long SPOOs, ended up obviously cutting the DAX long or short and just staying with the SPOOs longs now. And so that's it. Oil, yeah, I mean, oil doing really well. We look at, we've got good context, and that's what all I try to do with these videos, just provide really good technical context for these markets. Line in the sand, bottom 108, 28. I mean, I don't need to talk my book here. It's just simple. It's clean. It's plain as day. We pushed up above this line here, 110.72s, pull back to that 108.28. The buyers come in, up we go. Simple. So, really, what else can we look forward to in oil? Well, as I was saying yesterday, the bull is alive. I think 123 is easy. And now we don't have details of this European ban. It's not going to be simple. Orban is standing in the way of any kind of clarity there and vetoing everything really at the moment. So, Hungary, bit of a thorn in the side of the EU at the moment. Can we get higher without details of the ban? I think so. Yesterday's price action for me a little bit of a indication that the market is now pricing in that we can't wait for EU to get this rubber stamp. Asia unlocking in Shanghai and Beijing starting from the 20th. It's getting priced in here, and I think generally with that resurgence of oil demand about to come back on, you have to price in further upside risk. All the way out the next 3 months on the WTI curve. We certainly saw that yesterday. Now trading, 114 40. So yeah, 123s. Look, we all know it's not going to be 123s high of the year. It's going to be, we have to price in 134s and higher here. So and if you have a problem with that, you need to really look at how screwed the supply and demand picture in the medium term is on oil right now. Medium term is 12 to 24 months in the case of oil. All right, cable can't go anywhere here without talking about 1.18% up on cable on positive figures. You know, Bailey also coming out talking this morning. He's not happy with where inflation is. He's a bit disturbed about food prices as well at the moment. And the UK economy really, you know, languishing, I'll say, in the wash of post Brexit troubles there. I mean, we see Boris now having to go to Northern Ireland. He wants to totally renege on the protocol. It's not good. It's not good, and I think the cable coming to the upside is actually pricing in a little bit of head headwinds really for the current establishment. And yeah, I mean, look, I don't want to get too far into it, but I think this troubles the troubles ahead are just starting for the UK economy. Um, so yeah, I mean that's it from me for today. Oh yeah, just before I go, Bitcoin. Well, the dip has been bought. We're back above 30,000. Who cares really? We've re-established this range. Dip buyers coming in again. 157s getting their way. I think we're going to be back trading 34,800 this week. Looking across the rest of the crypto book, also just to give mention to Ethereum here on the weekly bars. You can see we kind of fell out of this trend here. I think we have a fake out on our hands, fake out to the downside, and we should be trading back inside here within 4 weeks. Well, certainly within this week, I think actually we'll get back inside in Ether. So just to kind of cover a couple of things there for the crypto bug. All right, that's it for me for another pre-US session. Have a good one. I'll be talking to the guys in the room throughout the day, and take care.